Hey everybody, how are y'all? I'll give everybody a chance to log on. It is Wednesday, September 16th. We're in the academy. This is Mary. I hope you guys are doing good. All right. So tonight I am going to be painting the Scarecrow with the Crow. This guy has been super popular. So I'm going to be painting this guy. I'm going to let you guys a little bit of time to join me. Then I'm going to be doing some painting. Right now I am mixing some paint up in this cup. I started with the Brilliant Blue to shade this medium blue, but I didn't like it. It wasn't dark enough, so I added some black to it. So I'm gonna be a shading here today. I went ahead and, hey Debbie, how are you? Gonna be doing this little guy. We sold a lot of these little guys. He is the Scarecrow with the crow on the arm. And I base coated him twice in the light orange. And then of course, this is your medium, girl, can't even talk. Medium blue, and then his feet and the crow are black. The two hands and the face are the Scarecrow white. I'm doing good, how about you? Today's not been too bad. We got a lot of stuff done. We did a lot of candy canes, the small candy canes today. So, and then I am, tomorrow I'm telling everybody, okay, I got to get some work done in my office. So I'm going to be in my office tomorrow. Hopefully get some stuff done there. So, but, yeah, I just replenished stock on this guy and the other little Scarecrow that sits on the pumpkin. Because I just replenished stock on that, this afternoon, because we've sold a lot of those. So anyway, it's been kind of busy, but you know, it's been a good busy, so it's all good. Just trying to keep up sometimes. I'm gonna ask you guys, I wanted to see, let's see, Joyce is in there. Hey Joyce, how are you? I need y'all's advice. Tell me what to do. You know, we've got new folks coming in, which is super awesome. But I have a lot of them asking the same question. So that tells me that maybe what I'm doing isn't working. For whatever reason, there seems to be a lot of confusion about the templates, the free templates in the Academy. There's that. And I probably have answered the same question a lot. So I thought we made a post about it. But people seem confused about where to get the templates, the 2 free templates from the Academy. And I know that they're in where those project videos are. You know how after we do this video, it might not be tonight, it might be tomorrow. I'll put the video on YardArtAcademy.com. Hey, Phaedra, how are you doing? I'm glad y'all are here. Y'all can give me some input. And so I'll put the video on the Academy, YardArtAcademy.com. And it'll be in there under the September videos. And I don't know how much you guys go in there and look, but all the videos are in there. And the videos that are done in the Academy, in the title, it says, you know, like for example, this one, when I put it in there, it'll say Scarecrow on the arm. No, Scarecrow with the Crow by Mary in the Academy free template. And it's right there, and the template is attached in the media thing. But for whatever reason, I don't know if I'm not sure why people are having a hard time with that. And so I thought we made a post about it. And so I'm not sure how or what is the best way to communicate that, so, you know, everybody's kind of understanding where to go. Hey, Carolyn, how are you? So if you guys have any suggestions on how I can communicate that better, because I thought I communicated it very well, but I don't think I did, because I wouldn't have people asking, you know. And so, because the free template for the Academy members is in there where those project videos are. My idea was I'll put the template right where the video is, and that way, you know, if you need it, you have access to it right there. But I still get there seems to be a lot of confusion about where is the template. That's, you know, or where are the templates? And so I don't know really what else to do. Yeah, I know. If you don't look for templates, you don't really need them. But you know, a lot of the new folks that are joining are, and I understand that because a lot of them may be doing where they want to cut their own blanks. Some of them may have like a Glowforge where they want to cut small templates because at Glowforge you can't really do large things. But I do think we have one person who has a CNC and does her own cutting. And so I'm getting a lot of questions on that. And so I'm trying to see what is the best way to communicate that, you know. So if y'all happen to see that question in the Academy, where's the free template? If you happen to see it, if you could tell them to go into the Academy website, yardartacademy.com, and look near the project videos. And so in this case, like the Scarecrow on an arm that I'm doing, it's right there by the video, the free template, the free download. So anyway. All right, so what I'm going to be doing on this guy, I went ahead and I just base coated him this afternoon. He is so cute, y'all. I just think he's the cutest thing ever. I base coated in 2 coats of the, actually, I'm sorry. I did 1 coat of the light orange, and then of course I did a coat of medium brown, medium blue, Scarecrow white, Scarecrow white, Scarecrow white, and of course you got your light yellow and your shading yellow here. I'm shading in, and I'm shading right now in the shading orange. And so I think this guy's cute. We always sell a lot of these every year, and I think it's just because they're small and they're cute. And Phaedra, I was going to tell you, I even answered you on the your question about yellow. If you're going to have trouble with the color, it's usually going to be a yellow or a red. So what I do, and this is just something I've done for 20 years. My first instinct when I get a yellow is I put a little bit of white in it. You don't have to put so much white that you totally change that color. But like if your yellow is, if you've got this much yellow in there, for example, I put a squirt or 2 of white. And that's something my mother-in-law taught me years ago, because yellow is very transparent and you can have a lot of trouble with it. Just trying to get it to cover. And really in the old days, red was exactly like that, but it's gotten a lot better. I think I've told y'all before, in the old days, for red, I would have to base coat a tan, kind of like a medium tan, and then I would put red on top of that. But now you can get away with just base coating in red. All right, so I'm going to take his, what I would consider his little overalls, and I put Brilliant Blue on the color palette, and I got to thinking about it. So this, what I did for this, I just took the Brilliant Blue, but I put some black in here because to me the Brilliant Blue wasn't quite dark enough. So oh, good tip, I finally got it done. Oh, okay, good, that's good. Yeah. Now Debbie, that's a good question. I would not, if you're having trouble with red, I would not put white in it. But what you could do, for whatever reason, if you're having trouble with red, you could put a little bit of, let me see if I can find it, the gray. Or you could even do a little bit of the reindeer brown. And again, you don't want to do a whole bunch, but these 2 colors would be good in terms of giving that red a more of a pigment, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because in the old days, I always base coated everything. You know how everybody, hey Danae, how are you? Everybody likes the Santa red. You know, you don't want Santa maroon unless you're definitely making an A&M Santa, but I'm saying a traditional Santa. So in the old days, I would base coat all of the Santa coat and jacket and, you know, pants in this color, and then I put this on top of it. Now, you don't really have to, although red can be temperamental. It can be. But when you lay that, like if you're going to do a Santa or anything that has red in it, I usually, in most cases, your MDO is brown to begin with. I'll start with red and just lay the red down and get that like that. But these 2 will get you by, you know, let's say you're not, you could use any kind of red, but let's say for whatever reason you're having trouble with, it's just too transparent. Try the gray or the reindeer brown a little bit in there, and I think you'll like that. So anyway, on this Brilliant Blue, I just added some black to it, because I think you might can tell it's a little bit darker than normal. But I did that because I like the darker contrast. So when I put that on this guy, this is what I want, right? I want that that good contrast in blues. And I think of all the colors we have, blue is probably the one we have the most colors of in that color palette, because blue, man, it goes all kinds of ways. Anything from a navy blue, which is the dark outlining blue, to the medium blue, which is kind of like a baby blue. This one I would consider almost like a primary blue. But we use all of them, you know. So, but anyway, Danae, I think you weren't on here a little earlier, but I was asking everybody if they had any suggestions for me. We have new members, and they all seem to be having issues finding where are the free templates, and so I thought I communicated that, but if everybody's asking that, then that tells me I didn't communicate it. And so if y'all have any suggestions on how I could better communicate that, I'd love to hear it. Because I know it's frustrating for the new members when they're looking for something, they can't find it. I'm the same way. I would be, frustrated if I can't find what I'm looking for too. So, now on the Scarecrow white on the face and on the hands, sometimes I'll be honest, I don't shade Scarecrow white, and sometimes I do. There's really no rhyme, no reason other than just, okay, thank you. Okay, good. Hi, Carla, how are you? So I'm going to put a little bit of a shading yellow on this Scarecrow white. So I'm going to kind of come over here, just really because I think it needs some color. So I'm going to do that right over here with this guy. So if you are, I was talking to Joy today. She was at the shop, and she and I were talking the other day. She was at the shop and said she was having a lot of trouble shading, and she was getting real frustrated because she, I think they are thinking every video has a template. Okay, not just the Academy. Okay, maybe I need to communicate that better. Thank you, Debbie. Anyway, Joy was there today. Miss Joy was there today, and I was asking her how's shading going, because she was telling me last weekend she was ready to throw in the towel. But what I suggested to her, if you're still having shading issues or you're still having a struggle with that, keep practicing. But you might want to do something you could do just to put a little age on that brush, is stick your brush in a bucket of water for a couple of days. Leave it there for 2 or 3 days. Take it back out, get the water out of it, and try to shade with it. Again, same brush, I think we've told y'all before that Ashley and I both like the older brushes because they're just easier to shade with. So if you have a brand new brush, and I say brand new, anything you bought in the last 6 weeks to me would be brand new. Put it in some water, see if you like it for a couple of days after you take it out. See if you like the fact of if the bristles seem softer to you and a little bit more anxious to take the paint. And so I saw Miss Joy today. I had told her to do that on whatever day I saw her last weekend. I think I saw her, it was Sunday last weekend. And so I saw her again today at the shop, and she goes, Mary, I really started yesterday on my shading, and things have gotten so much better on my shading. I was like, yay! Because I know, when you're trying to learn something, it's hard. When you keep practicing and you don't feel like you're getting the result you want, So you might, if you want to age that brush a little bit, stick it in some water for a couple of days. I don't think I would put it in water for a week, but maybe 2 days, and then take it out of water, try to shade with it again, and see if that helps you a little bit. I think part of y'all are having some trouble just because you're using brushes that are new, and you have to break them in. There's no way you can get around that part. So I'm going to use some shading brown. I put a little water with it, and I'm going to stir, stir, stir. Oh, okay. Ashley has a good idea. Hey, Dawn, how are you? I'm so glad you could join us. It's so nice to see you guys. I know we had an order go out to you, or I don't know if it went out yesterday or it's going out to tomorrow. I can't remember. We've had so much going on. But Ashley said add some Murphy's oil to the water to kind of soften it up. Well, Dawn, you just joined us, and we're talking about if you have a new brush and you're having trouble learning shading, it could be part of your issue is, you're just having to learn, but part of the issue is the fact that you have a new brush and it really doesn't have any age on it yet. So I would leave my brush in some water, and Ashley said use some Murphy's oil soap too. That's a good idea to kind of get that brush some age on it. On one hand, you want to take care of your brushes and you want them to last forever, But on the other hand, you've got to have, to me, if they have some age on them, it's just a little easier to deal with them all the way around. So, I think I like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over here now to my, yeah, Home Depot has it. You can get it on Amazon. Murphy's Oil Soap is one of those things that I have used for as long as I can remember. Because it's almost like a shampoo and a conditioner together to clean your brushes. Hey, Miss Victoria, how are you doing? Y'all, Miss Victoria is going to do, we haven't decided what day, but she's going to do a tutorial for us on the Christmas tree. Y'all know I did that tutorial on the 4-foot tree, I think back in July. But she's got some really good ideas, Miss Victoria does, on how to kind of make it whimsical and kind of super funky looking, much different than what I did. But I think I'm really excited to see that. So we'll be talking about that soon. Let's see, may I ask, where do you get the lights for the tree? If you get the tree from us, Dawn, the lights are part of it. So anything that we sell that has holes in it, we put the light sockets, that's included. So, but it's not like you have to use it, but since it's included, you know, why wouldn't you? But they're just regular C9 socket lights is all they are, that you could get at any store. So we try to stick with the C9 because they're very popular. So if something happens, now if you happen to be close to our shop, we actually sell the replacement bulbs for 35 cents, I think, or something like that. But if you're not, you can go to a Walmart or wherever you want to go find C9 bulbs. Okay. So here's the deal, y'all. I had to put a lot of water in this, but I'm going to get my script liner out. And I am going to go to town on this little guy. On his face first. And I'm using the shading red. And I'm kind of bouncing that up and down, right? I'm trying to get a lot of paint on there. And some of you have seen me do that before, but those of you that are kind of new, see how much paint I have on that? Now that's really too much, but I'm just showing you how I'm loading that brush. I'll take a little bit of that paint off, okay? So let's take a little bit of it off. And then I'll come over here. I'm just following the lines, all I'm doing at this point. I've seen so many cute photos that people have done these guys already. And you guys have been doing so awesome. It is so cool to see some of the things that y'all have done with these guys. So, on my comments, let's see, let's keep going. Yeah. Phaedra says, oh no, I might stop working on my tree. I don't blame you, because when Miss Victoria suggested that, I was like, yes, I think we're going to have her do that probably 1st of October, somewhere around that first week of October. So I got my shading red, right, and I'm just kind of coming over here. And all I'm doing is outlining. I think I've told y'all before, I like the shading red as my outline on the shading brown and the reindeer brown. And I'm just kind of coming in here, giving this guy what I would call a really traditional fall brown looking hat. Let me move that. Okay. So I think I have that part the way I want it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my script liner going here. And I'm going to use, let's see, my red orange. Let me find it. Let me get it. I don't have any out here yet. Just a second. So I'm going to use this red orange, and I'm going to use that to outline the hair, or the straw. I guess it's really straw, and the face right in here, and the nose. So I've got my red orange in the cup, and I'm stir. You got to do a lot of stirring. Ashley said, hey, Teresa, how are you? Oh, you know, Teresa, you sent me a message today. I didn't get a chance to get back to you, but we were just talking about it earlier before you got on, because I was asking everybody's opinion. Teresa's new to our group, so she's just trying to ask some questions to make sure she knows where to look. So here's the deal on templates. When we talk about templates, the free templates you can find at yardartacademy.com, okay? And what you do is you go to project videos. And so probably tomorrow, this little guy is in here in the Academy, right? Tomorrow I will have loaded the video at yardartacademy.com. Go find the video. Click on that and you'll look in the media section and you'll see the template for this guy there. So in the Academy, you get 2 free templates a month. And those templates can be found on yardartacademy.com, right where the video is in video projects. So look in there. Now, if you're looking for a template that we sell that we don't offer in the Academy, which honestly there's only one template right now that we actually sell that's not in the Academy, and that's that ribbon Santa, the Santa that has, you know, I think it says Merry Christmas on the ribbon. Now that's on yardartorus.com under blanks, Christmas blanks. You'd find that there. So anyway, the free ones are on yardartacademy.com on the project videos. All right, so I have the red, and again, I'm taking that. Y'all can see how much paint I have. It's a little too much. I'm going to take some off. But I'm loading up that brush. And I'm going to come in here and I'm just outlining what I consider the hay. Okay. Now, if you don't like this outline, you think it's a little too red, you could always use the shading orange if you want something a little more traditional. I have a tendency, y'all, to get a lot of paint on my pieces. And I also have a tendency, you're welcome, Teresa. My pleasure. I have a tendency to get a lot of paint on my pieces, and I have a tendency to get a lot of color. That's just my style. That's just what I've always done. That's what I like, so that's kind of what I always do. So this is the red orange, and you know, I might just say, I don't think, now y'all know we work a lot, but I don't think it gets any better than getting to share what you love with people who are excited to learn about it. I think a lot of you know me, know that I taught school for a long time. I taught reading and English on the junior high level. And I absolutely loved teaching. But this is absolutely fun too, because I love doing this and then I get to teach you guys. And it's just, for me, yes, we work a lot and we get tired because sometimes things get a little overwhelming. And for me, having to learn so much in 1 year in terms of digital, if it were just the painting part, and that was all I needed to do, oh man, easy peasy, y'all, easy peasy. But you know, life is never that way. It's not ever going to be easy peasy, is it? The technology part is the part that I've had to kind of learn. Ashley's had to teach me a lot. And then I have a couple of ladies that I've been working with that have been working on teaching me a lot. But that's kind of what I've had to do to be able to bring, you know, the teaching to the digital world. And especially with COVID-19, the way things have been, you know, you just got to do it. And so I'm kind of getting to the point where the technology part is not as hard, thank God. Because, I mean, y'all, there for a while, I was like, thought I was going to lose my mind. Because it's like anything else. If you do it, and you do it, and you do it often enough, you're going to learn it. I mean, you can't help but learn it. So it's really nice to be able to share with you guys what we do, what I do as far as the painting and all of that. And it's and what I like about that, not just that I get to share that, which I do, and I get to teach that, which I love, is also when I see things like, I can't remember who it was that posted this one, and it looked like they had on little denim, almost like a blue jean overall, super cute. And I just see some of the things you guys do, and I'm like, man, that's awesome. Because it's not anything I would have ever thought of, but that's the cool thing about art. The whole point is to do what pleases your eye. You know what I mean? And that's what I talk about, or that's how I feel like when I'm painting and I'm doing something, if it pleases my eye, then, you know, I'm having a good day, and that's very validating. Now, I will be honest, not everything I do always pleases my eye. It's just part of learning and experimenting, but if you don't experiment, then you'll never do anything new. Now this part, I'm just kind of doing a dashed line right in here where I have that shading yellow. I just did a little bit of a dashed line with the red orange script liner. So we are old. And you know, Bruce and I were talking about that today at lunch, and I said, if we're not careful, and this applies to anybody, but particularly somebody in my age bracket, if you're not careful and you don't continuously learn, you'll wake up in 5 years and you won't even know how to use a cell phone. I mean, that's how things change so fast. And it's like, it's kind of scary sometimes, you know, when you think you learned something new, you think, okay, I got it down pat. Of course, then it changes. Sometimes I'll ask Ashley, well, why can't I do this on Facebook? And Ashley's like, Mom, I don't know. You used to be able to do it, but you can't do it anymore. But we don't know why. And I think, too, with COVID-19, the way it is hit, I think so much of technology is being extremely used by everybody all the time. Sometimes I don't think the programs or the software can keep up with the demand of how many users are on. Because sometimes things just don't seem to work right at all, and they really should. All right, so I'm over here on this other end. I don't know if y'all can see this. Let me move this over. Yeah, making sure y'all can see, because the whole point of the video is to make sure y'all can see. Yeah, it really does. And yesterday I was having a bad morning. I got up at 6 o'clock, and that's my quiet time. I was going to do paperwork, and the internet was up 6 o'clock in the morning. And of course I called Xfinity, and I was on the phone till 7 o'clock because they kept trying to send all these reboot signals to my modem. And they said, well, this is not going to work. Of course, I've been on the phone for an hour, and I could have told them it wasn't going to work. But anyway, and they wanted to send somebody out. This was Monday. They wanted to send somebody out Wednesday. And I was like, no, you're going to send somebody out today. And she kind of hem-hawed around, and I said, ma'am, I said, I've been on this phone with you for an hour. And I said, I was nice. I said, I run a business out of my house. I can't go 2 days with no internet. That's just not going to work for me. And she found somebody to come out at 8 o'clock in the morning. It was 6 o'clock in the morning. I thought, man, that's pretty awesome. Of course, you have to pay an extra fee. Of course. So what I'm doing is I've got my navy blue. So I started with the medium. Then I've got the brilliant blue that I switched. I actually mixed a little bit of black with. And here I've got my navy. Okay, so I got my script liner. Hey Tiffany, how are you? I'm so glad you could join us. It's so cool to see some of you new guys joining us. Hopefully we got lots of things that you can learn, some tips and some tricks, and hopefully we can learn from you too, because it's definitely a two-way street. We love that. So I'm going to take this navy blue, and I'm just going to outline. This is something I kind of do a lot. You'll see. If you look at stuff that I paint, I tend to kind of do like maybe 3 colors of the same color family all together. And that's just something I like to do. But it's really cool watching some of the things that you guys do, which is so different than what I do. Some of you is so different than what I do, but it's super cool to see it. And then I see some of you doing pretty much the same kind of stuff, you know, the same look that I do. But you know what? I love seeing that too. So I think it's really good because there's so much negativity right now, you know, in the world, people complaining, and there's a lot of stress. I know people have a lot of things going on, that when you just get to see something, somebody asked me one day, what did they say? They said something like, why do you like yard art, doing yard art? You know, because I'm very passionate about it. And it's a very simple answer, because it makes me smile. It really does. It makes me smile. And so I'm very blessed that I get to do that. Of course, it's a lot of work, and but I'm okay with that. But yeah, because it makes me smile. All right, so I'm gonna go here, and I'm just putting in a little bit of that navy blue with a little bit of a dash line where I shaded that brilliant blue, right? Just kind of giving it almost a multi-dimensional look. Now, what I tend to do, oh, I see a place over here I messed up, but that's okay. What I tend to do when I do something like black shoes, I tend to go with a white. And you don't have to. You could do gray on this, and it would be cute. You could even do blue, and blue would be cute. But I'm kind of old school about it, so I'll go with, I've got my black little shoes down here, and I've got this white paint that I just put some water in, and I'm stirring and stirring and stirring. Okay, So you see how I did my lines here, right? I did that script liner line really what I call with a heavy hand, so I got a wide stroke right here. I really do the opposite when I have something as a black base and I'm coming to do white. I'll put paint on there, but I don't put near as much, and I just kind of go a very slight, light stroke. So when you look at that, look at the blue on there and see how heavy that blue stroke is. But look at what I do on the white. I don't try to go on the edge of the item. I just kind of bring it in from the edge, maybe about 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch, and I just do a light white brush stroke. And I kind of like that. In the past, I've done that where I try to bring this brush stroke to the edge and make it real thick and wide like this, and I just don't like it. It looks too, I don't know, harsh, maybe, is that the word? Like I was trying too hard or something. So what I'll do, while I have the white on here, I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna go ahead and cover this part up, because this part didn't get covered up when I was doing it with the bigger brush. So that's the first thing I'm doing, is I'm gonna cover that up. Then I'll put a little bit of highlight here, right? And now I'm ready to go with my crow. Now, I can't do a lot with his feet right now because everything is so wet, but I'll just kind of show you what I would do. I would do something about like that. And I'm gonna come in here, and in the middle, I'm going to put that white. So then you get an outline of the 2 black feet right there. Yeah, see how I did that? Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead, and the same concept that on the black shoes that I'm gonna do with the black crow. Now, obviously I have to do his white eye here. Something like that, okay? And I will go ahead, and the CNC did a line right here. I'll go ahead and make that fairly wide. Something like that. And I'll do something here. And then I'll just kind of make wispy paintbrush strokes, kind of doing like this. Again, coming off the edge about 1/8 of an inch. And then I could do something like this to kind of give him a little bit of a wing, if you will. And then he's got this what I call the triple feather tail. And I just kind of come up here and do that. Nothing, give it a little bit more paint here. So when you see that, you can see that tail. I didn't go to the edge. I kind of stayed off the edge, right? And then I did the same thing up here. I kind of just stayed off the edge on my crow. Now, I did just notice, oh, and over here on his eyes, what I would do is I would just put a white dot right here. And then, of course, while I have my brush, the white brush, the brush in my hand with the white paint, I'll just go ahead, even on that Scarecrow white, I'll put some white on him. It's going to be very subtle. You're not going to see much of it. But I'm going to go ahead and just, while I have the brush, and do some white highlights all around this little guy. On the orange right there. Kind of come over here. And I'll still do it on this Scarecrow white, even though you probably won't see a whole lot of it on that hand, but I'll still do it there. And then we got to come over here on the hay. There we go. Let's see. I have no white highlight yet on his blue overalls. So I'll do this. I'll do that. Come up. Something like that. Now, I have noticed that I need a little more on the beak. So instead of doing the red orange on the beak, I will do the shading orange. Okay, you know, Debbie, I'll put it this way. For them, and this is personal preference, but here's what I do. The only time I come off the edge, usually like this, is if I just have like black shoes, black crow, black bird, black hat. I will come off and I bring that white in a little bit. because I like the look of the black being right here on the edge. I don't like to cover that up. But that's really the only time I come off the edge some, is when I'm doing, usually it's hat, shoes, or a black crow or black bird or something like that. Most of the time, anything that's got normal, you know, bright colors on it, I always go to the edge. So, thank you. Thank you, Phaedra. Okay, what was I doing? I got, oh, y'all got sidetracked. I was talking to Debbie, I picked up the wrong paint. Okay. Got it now. So this is just the shading orange. And I'm just doing that beak. I'm outlining it in shading orange. I chose not to do a really bright, bright, bright red orange. And I like to do that because when I look at something, I could have done this in the red orange and that would have been fine. There's no, you know, rule that says you can't. But when you got a lot of red orange on there, which I love the red orange, don't get me wrong. Ashley saying squirrel. Ashley, I know. Sometimes y'all think I'm a genius. I'll figure out something. And then 30 seconds later, I can't find my drink and it's sitting right by my hand. So it's like, I don't know. But you can see the difference. You see his bill or his beak, how I did that in the shading orange. And that just gives you a little difference than the hair, which I did and outlined in the red orange, right? So I love the crow too, Miss Victoria, because I didn't girly him up. I didn't try to make him cutesy, whatever. Because to me, he's a black crow. He's kind of like supposed to be a little bit, I don't know if mean looking or plain looking is the right word. But yeah, Teresa, I did too. And he's been one of our favorite patterns with most of you. So I'm just going to kind of get up here. See on those black shoes, I just kind of come off the edge some. That's all I did with that white stroke. And then, of course, you know, everything else on the regular, all the other colors, I took it to the edge. But don't feel like, I've already seen some of the things that you guys do, which has been super awesome. Don't feel like you have to do him like this. If there's something else you like better, hey, go for it. If you like this guy and you think, no, I like exactly what she did, that's good to go too. Now, I just now noticed I did not outline the Scarecrow's triangular nose. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to do it in the same orange here. I'm not going to go the red orange. I'm just going to go the shading orange. Now, I like his nose better. His nose looks a little bit more defined there. So, hope you guys learned some stuff. Hope you guys will go get you a crow if you haven't done it already. I know a lot of you have already done it. But between this guy, putting this guy with the other one, that's the little scarecrow sitting on the pumpkin, super cool. So I'm glad you guys could join me. The rest of the week, I'm off, meaning, well, I'm not really off. I'm going to be working in my office instead of my paint room. But tomorrow night, Ashley will be here doing the triple stack pumpkins. And you know, I don't know if she's going to do like a more traditional look with that. Ashley, if you're watching, let us know. Or if she's going to do more whimsical, like the polka dot or the buffalo plaid or the stripe. I know all the ones that she's been making have lately been whimsical, and we've sold almost, I don't think we have any of them left. But and then next Monday, Ashley will be in here in the Painters Club with the Indian turkey. Next Tuesday, especially for those of you that are new to the Academy, make sure you join us on the Zoom on Tuesday. It's a lot of times I'll sit and paint. Sometimes people join us and they paint. Sometimes they're just sitting in their living room. Sometimes we gossip about ridiculous things. Sometimes we talk about painting. Sometimes who knows what we're going to do. You're going to do quick, traditional, more detailed, whimsical. Okay. So as in you're going to do both of them, Ashley? I'm not sure. It looks like she gave me 2 answers. So maybe she's doing both of them. And then, so Monday, Ashley will be here with the Indian turkey. Tuesday, we'll be doing the Zoom. And then Ashley will be doing the pumpkin gnome next Thursday. And don't forget, we don't have it on the schedule. Ashley said she's going to be doing both. Okay, great. Miss Victoria is going to be doing the tree that I did in July. For those of you that are new, we did a tree back in July. And Miss Victoria is going to be showing us how to make it. She was talking to me about it. She came to the house the other day. I'm really excited to see what she does because she does such different things than I do. And I love everything she does. Love it, love it, love it. We don't have that schedule, but I do think it'll be the first week in October. So I want to say thank you to you guys, especially to you new members. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so glad to have you. The point of this group is to uplift everybody, to emphasize a community that you can come to and say, okay, show us, you know, and this is very big to me. If you can take a picture of something that's not working and you can say, help, help. Because I wish I would have had that all these years, you know, somebody who can say, okay, we'll try this, we'll try that, we'll try this, we'll try that. And that's what we're here for. Doesn't mean you have to take our opinion. Just, you know, it just means that we can maybe help you out a little bit. So Ashley, we'll see you guys tomorrow night. I'll see y'all tomorrow night. I'll be on here. And hope you guys have a good evening. And go get you a Scarecrow. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.